Wednesday at 9. Tune in every time. We don't do no cap. Report only facts. Progress report. We got the news, new interviews. We got the stats. Keep it a rack. Come join the pack. No, we.
I'm Sophie from Music in Motion PR in London. Shout out the Progress Report.
The Progress Report.
All right, what's going on? It's your girl Lala Shepherd. This is the Progress Report.
What's up? What's up? It's your girl DJ Excel.
Hey man, we got our first guest in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sophie, founder of Music in Motion PR in London and the Female Hustler brand as well.
Okay. Welcome here. Welcome to the Progress Report.
Don't hurt, you got a nice little accent, okay?
No. Man, I think I can do that accent so well, but Brittany doesn't think I can.
Is she gonna disrespect you if she doesn't?
No, I've been hearing that all the time.
Let her hear it.
Hello, I'm Lala Shepherd from London.
Not from London.
It's not the worst I've heard, but it's still bad.
Man.
I look country to me.
I thought it was, I watch Harry Potter and shit. I thought
it sound like some Harry Potter accent. It don't sound like you was in the trenches out there. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up.
You definitely was in the castles and shit.
I'm dead. Anyways, well, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Yes. You know, talk about just the female hustler event for starters, because that actually happened yesterday, and it was.
I seen the panel. Like legit people on the panel.
Legit people.
The energy looked crazy. I wish I was there. I was out of town, but yeah.
Yep. No, it was dope. It's the first female hustler US event. So first one was in Atlanta, so that was really cool. I've been coming out to Atlanta since like 2016 was the first time I came for A3C Festival, and then again the following year, and then I stayed with my client Neela for like a month in 2018. So I've been coming out for a little minute and built like a network out here. So I just wanted it to be Atlanta be the first one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
it's
dope.
actually only the third event for the brand as a whole.
Come on, we in the trenches.
Just ignore it.
Right.
But yeah,
This just adds to the.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Even though it was raining hard,
the
people
rain was
still
all
came
day
out,
yesterday.
so that was love.
And that's your brand, right? Female Hustler?
Yeah.
Okay, so talk about that. How'd you come up with this brand?
So I launched that in 2017, I think it was. I just wanted like a brand just to like basically just celebrate females that are killing it in their fields of work, whatever that may be, whether it's like entertainment industry or fashion, whatever it is. And I just made the website to begin with, and I just started like interviewing different women like Andrea, who was on the panel yesterday.
We had her on the show.
Yeah, Jackie O as well from Wild 'N Out. A bunch of different girls just doing the interviews to begin with and posting them. And then I just decided, I launched like some merch on there as well. So there's like an online store on there too. And then I just decided to do the launch event, which was obviously in London in 2017. That was in like the September. And the event actually ended up previewing on MTV as well, which was really dope, because one of the panelists that ended up being on there, I just invited her initially. Her name's Letitia Gray. She's like a reality star back in London, but I just invited her to the event initially, and her manager was like, we're actually like shooting for her next like MTV show.
It's crazy. God,
we
working like
can
that.
she be on the panel, and can they film it? I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
Sure.
Hell
it's
yeah.
like the launch event. Like, don't get much better than that. So yeah, previewed a little on her show when that came out. So that was really dope.
How'd you make all those connections? Because it sounded like you were kind of plugged in before you like launched this and had people to go to.
Yeah.
So how'd you?
Well, I'm a publicist, so I've been doing that since like 2012. I've been in the industry since like 2011, but I started with a blog first, like my own music blog. That's how I got into the industry. So I launched that, and I used to like go to events, review like different showcases, interview artists myself. So I built up a whole network from that before I transitioned into the PR. And then, around 2012, is when I started to look into that a bit more. And then probably come by like 2014, I was probably doing it properly. And then December 2017 is when I left my day job.
Okay.
I've been doing it full time, like just the PR. And I've been coming out to America since like 2011 as well, from when I had the blog. Like that's when I went to LA for the first time. So I built like a whole network pretty much there, here in Atlanta and New York as well, and had clients in all those places.
That's real
Female
dope.
hustler for real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can
like
you
that.
can you talk about the differences between
Who house phone?
Come on, D. Go ahead.
hello? Can you talk about the differences in London and America, like as far as just business, the music scene?
It's quite a few differences. I mean, London's very similar to New York. That's what people say a lot of the time. It's pretty similar. But in terms of the music scene, we have like our authentic sound out there, which is grime music. That's like our
Music.
grime, yeah, which is they're rapping over 140 beats BPM, so it's like really fast tempo. That's like our own.
But that's
sound.
kind of equivalent to 72,
Yeah.
right? But is it faster? Is it like
Talk.
twice as fast?
Yeah,
like,
it's,
as far as
it's faster. I'd say it's faster. But then, like UK drill as well is really big,
hear that.
and
Right.
like Afrobeats, that's
Yeah.
really big in London. So that's really all you be hearing out there. So those three is the
That's
main
good.
things that's like popping out there. But you were just talking about Pop Smoke just now. He actually really put on like
Facts.
that UK drill sound
production.
in terms of embraced it, because his first song, that was a whole UK drill beat.
Oh wow, yeah,
I think the Welcome to the Party song. So
wow.
yeah.
So like business wise, is there like any differences? Are Americans real rude? Like,
No,
or just
I mean,
people
I
in
never
general?
really had any problems with my American clients so much. I think people are just excited and grateful to get the opportunity to cross over. Obviously, everyone's kind of trying to get over to London, and all my clients that I have here, I've got them played on like the biggest radio station in London, which
That's
is
dope.
the BBC, which is like the equivalent of your like Hot 97 or
Major.
Power 106. So like my client Neela, Transley from Hustle Gang, they all been played on like the BBC out in London and all the other radio stations out there as well. So
They
yeah,
love American music too. So that's
Facts.
somewhere you should
yeah,
want to
like they love Americans and American music out there. Like, you're not really going to go to a club out here and hear like a UK track playing in the club. That's not really, apart from like I'll be hearing Steph London a lot, which is dope.
That's
Shout out
my
to
girl. You know
Steph.
who that is.
That's my girl. Yeah.
Yeah. London.
was from the UK.
Steph London.
Steph's.
London.
Yeah, it's a bit dope. When I just came from LA, I was out there for like 3 weeks since like Grammy week, pretty much, and I probably heard a Steph song out there every single day, like wherever I was, which is really dope. And a few other artists as well, like Afrobeats, his song be getting played.
It's just
food plays.
So
it's just crazy
there'd be a
that-
couple people out here, but even some of like our biggest artists, like Stormzy, for example, I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but that's probably our biggest rapper right now, and he's only just now really crossing over, even though he has those big US collaborations. He's only just this year about to go and do his like first US tour.
Who did you say?
Stormzy.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Like, what do you do to network with people to actually build these relationships? Because a lot of people might go to events and stuff and don't know how to actually build these relationships. Even if they get the contacts, I know following up is big, but like, what's some keys?
definitely following up, like for instance something like Grammy week, for instance, that I was just in LA for. I probably I don't be like going to everything first of all. Like, I'd be quite specific with what I go to, and there'd be so much going on. I mean, Grammy week, you do jump from about probably 3 parties a night, but that should be too much for me. I hate events. I don't even like going to that. I just go because I have to.
The network, right?
But I mean, at this point, I kind of more so let people come to me. I let it be a bit more natural. I prefer to like be mutually introduced to people. But when I was first like really building my network up, I'm sociable anyway. I find it easy to talk to people, but not everyone does. But it's just if you're at the same event, you already got something in common. So
Facts.
Good point.
it's easy enough to spark up a conversation, whether it's about who you just watched perform or whatever it is. Or even one of the girls on the panel last night says even something as simple as complimenting someone on their outfit or their nails, or do you know, it's just some common ground just to start the conversation initially, and then from there you're gonna find out what they do and just build it from there. But definitely always following up, like all the events I went to during Grammy Week, I probably made about like 3 solid connections per event. And I always follow up like the next day. Like people will get your Instagram like there and then or whatever. I might give the odd person like the contact number if their energy's right, but you can't be giving that to everyone.
I like the Instagram because when they following you, they always seen you. Rather than a business card is like here, they could put that away. But now we following each
or
other.
lose it.
Oh, now we can really see like who's really working, and then you know. But
you can kind of skim through and see what they're about first of all.
Facts. Your Instagram tell a lot about you too.
Yeah.
Like if you ever try like holler at somebody, you gotta be like, "What's your Instagram?"
Right.
Oh hell nah, girl.
Bottom too.
Yeah.
Say the bottom.
They mark out on one of the bottom. Oh, what the fuck with it? Oh, never mind.
I'm dead.
Because some people ain't got hardly like nothing on their Instagram. You go follow someone that you met at an event and they got like 3 posts. You're like, well,
Yeah, and
pointless.
I don't like following people that is like, when I'm following you like for business and everything on your page is just personal, like
That's Facebook.
Or a bunch of memes.
yeah, and it's like
Unless it's positive shit. Like,
yeah.
But other than that, I feel you.
I want to feel some energy from you. I want to get motivated from you and see what you're doing. Like, but that's dope. That's good advice, and I think it's just actually taking that step
Always
forward.
follow up because there's no way I could have been coming out here since like 2011 and built up the network and client base that I have if I hadn't stayed following up. Like one of my friends back in LA who I just was with a bunch of times when I was there just now, he is actually a rapper who back in 2011 when I came to LA for the first time, I did like an interview with, because I only had my blog then, and filmed him doing like a freestyle. And now from 2011 to 2020, we still stayed in touch, and we live the opposite side of the world on an 8-hour different time zone. So that just shows like just keeping those relationships, even if there hasn't been anything going on. Like he's never been a client of mine. We just always touch base here and there, and whenever
That
I've
goes
come
a
to
long
LA,
way.
I've just seen him like at the same event. He'd just pop up randomly, and I'll text him and be like, "Are you at so-and-so?" Because I'm not always sure. And he'd be like, yeah, and I'm like, shit, like every time.
People, you can get somebody's number and it's like never hear from them again.
Yeah.
So I definitely think like following up. So once
People
you
just be
follow
going to everything and
Yeah.
trying to get all the numbers in the Instagrams, and then don't do
you
shit
don't
with it the
follow
next
up,
day. It's like,
exactly. I can't
I need to
now
do
you
better
just got a
with
couple
following up.
followers,
I
but you
gonna
ain't
lie.
done nothing with it.
Sometimes I'll be like, what do I say? I ain't gonna lie, Lala is the best, because I'll be like, Lala, like, what do I say? Just say this. I'll be like, all right, copy paste. Say that. Say that. Say that. Nah, but for real, following up is big, and I think, like how you said, which another thing she taught me is organic relationships, and just like not being like the hottest person in the room, like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
It's like, yo, you might be in a
Because you
line.
can feel when it's forced as well, and it's not
and
natural.
They just like shove you off kind of a little bit, rather than like you getting food and talking to the person next to you that happens to be the A&R of like Atlantic or something.
Exactly. Like the right people will naturally come to you anyway.
That's
Like
fact.
all the contacts I made during Grammy Week, a lot of them were like mutual introductions or someone I was meant to connect with anyway, and it just all kind of patterned out how it was supposed to.
That's dope.
But once, all right, one more question about the follow ups, because I'm intrigued. So like once you follow up, then what? Like what's next? Do you just stay in
Usually, depending on who it is, obviously, that I've met, for the most part out here, I'll usually like set up a meeting the next time.
This is a real follow up, like
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like followed up the next day just to be like, obviously like, hey, it was great to meet you last night, and then if it's obviously someone like an artist or something, someone I'm trying to work with, then I'll set up a meeting, or if they're a manager or whatever, I usually try and set up a meeting before I fly back home, and then more times they end up becoming a client. So yeah.
Real shit. What's your definition of a female hustler? I know that was a question that was asked last night to the panel, but we didn't get the definition from you.
For me personally, I just feel like it's a woman that is about her business and just gets the job done regardless. Like, gets it done every time. No excuses. Yeah.
Respect.
And do you think women are like showing more love towards each other? Because I do see a little change, especially maybe because I'm in Atlanta, but I do see women linking more and putting each other in position compared to like looking at each other as competition all the time, which society always makes us feel like that's what we're doing.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like it's got better for that. Obviously, there's quite a lot of events like that, like the female empowerment movements, and not all of them are genuine, for sure.
Facts.
There's definitely some females out there who be over-preaching that, and then you might meet them in person somewhere, and you're like, energy was a little off. It ain't really matching up what you've been tweeting about, but for the most part, I think it's definitely at a good point right now.
I like that you go off of energy because I think that's the one thing that can't be lied about. Like you said, that you could tweet whatever, but when you meet somebody, that energy, without them even speaking, could say a lot.
Even on Instagram, even if people are like posting videos like them actually talking, like some people are real comfortable from behind their phone. They can really say anything, and then you meet them in person, and their personality completely different. But
wow,
it's the new generation.
It's interesting.
Don't even know how to.
Okay. Sophie, how would you define the word progress? That's our key word. You know, we ask everybody that question. So how would you define it?
I would say seeing like a natural development to whatever it is that you're doing. So like, like development basically.
Okay. Respect that.
In the right direction. I feel like progress is a positive word, obviously. It's not like ain't something that go backwards.
Facts. True. So what's coming up next? What can we expect from you?
Next. So I fly back to LA on Monday and then finally go back to the UK next month.
How long you been away from?
I landed in LA on the 19th of January, so today it's been a whole month since I've been in America.
How much are those flights?
That shit was cheap.
Really?
I've got the best site that I use like every time. On my flight,
What's cheap though?
I pay £300 round trip
Hold up,
from the 19th of January to the 23rd of March.
Pounds equals how much in
£300 is like less than $400.
Oh, that's good because I just paid $400 to go to Cali.
Okay. That's a nice deal.
My flight from LA to here, like a single trip, was almost as much as my overall thing because I left it to the last minute. I saw it came up at like just £75. I was like, I'm waiting on these PR payments to come through. I'm gonna do it next week. And then I left it to the next week, and it went up to £200 and something pounds
Every time.
But luckily, in my flight back on Monday, I got it for 74, so we good.
Because I was just looking at flights, man, to LA, and I just bought one trip. One way is $260.
LA is not
but
cheap.
Never.
one of my goals is to make it to London because I feel like London does have a great culture. So hopefully we can link,
Definitely.
and you can put us onto some of your artists too.
It is a little bit more expensive to get to London from here, but
I didn't know she was from London.
from Atlanta, yeah.
Oh, but that's
from
her artist,
Atlanta to
yeah.
London, like direct flight. It's one of the most expensive, like out of like LA and like New York's the cheapest to get to. It's like the closest, I think.
Go to New York first.
Yeah,
Pretty much. Shit.
It might be worth
Okay. Facts. We definitely gonna pay a trip out there. We have to. Think that'll be
check out
dope.
the talent.
I feel like something is about to happen out there. Like I keep hearing more about it. Like Drake was just talking about it in his interview.
Yeah, Drake loves the UK. I think he loves it more than I do.
Different homes.
I was about to say Houston. This nigga love everything.
He
Right.
want a passport.
A few of his recent songs were inspired by the UK. So I was like, I'm gonna go out there and see what's going on.
Facts.
She wanted to follow all Drake's footsteps.
Well, anyway, Sophie, we definitely appreciate you coming through the Progress Report. Let them know where they can find you at on social media too.
So Instagram is SRJ Music in Motion, and then my press page is Music in Motion PR. Female Hustler page is the Female Hustler 1, as in like just the number 1. Twitter, Sophie_J_1990.
Okay. Cool. Well, it's the Progress Report. We out.